June 25, 2009, the media reported that Michael Jackson passed of a cardiac arrest. The world was in shock. People couldn't believe it. Just a month later, Michael was to be performing at London's O2 Arena, wowing crowds. But Michael Jackson supposedly died that day. But did he really? Since that news hit the world, there have been memorials attended by every member of the Jackson family, including his children. And there have been fan events all over the world commemorating the life of Michael Jackson. There was the Forever Michael event in which Catherine attended and Tito Jackson performed, and there are more scheduled events for Michael Jackson to commemorate his life. More than a year later, Michael Jackson's name is still not on his tomb. And when I visited forestlawn.com and I typed in looking for Michael's burial spot, I typed in his name, I typed in his date of birth, I typed in his date of death, and look what comes up. It states there is no interment data matching the supplied information. Does that give us a clue that Michael Jackson really faked his death? And if he faked his death, when did he start planning it? Well, I did a lot of research, read a lot of books, and the book that gave me the biggest clue was Rabbi Shmuley's book called The Michael Jackson Tapes, in which Michael Jackson's voice is dictated into a book. Michael says that he is going to disappear. Michael Jackson also told his closest advisor at that time, Dieter Wiesner, that he feared for his life.
Michael in fear. Late night messages he left for his then manager, Dieter Wiesner.
I'm very concerned about my life, yet I'm afraid for unspoken stock.
Michael wanting to leave Neverland.
I want to be a distant environment. I found a place that I like. And I want to be away from it.
Michael Jackson's sister LaToya, she believes Michael was murdered. Jermaine has also said the same thing. But is that really the truth? In the few years prior to Michael Jackson's passing, Michael Jackson was seen out in a wheelchair, in his pajamas. Was this all a part of the setup for the death hoax? And when Michael Jackson's supporter, Geraldo Rivera, interviewed Michael Jackson, Michael said,
"There are a lot of surprises. Film. I love film."
What else?
Well, it's not just so much film, but it's innovating it and pioneering it, taking the medium to a new place.
Was Michael referring to the film This Is It or something else? After Michael Jackson was acquitted of all 14 counts in the biggest trial in the world in 2005, Michael went to Bahrain, then he went to Las Vegas, and in October of 2008, Michael Jackson was house shopping in Beverly Hills, California, finally choosing a house on Carrollwood in the beautiful, luxurious city of Holmby Hills, California. This is where Michael Jackson supposedly died. Or did he choose to die there? There were tour buses. There were ladies selling maps on his street corner. Was his house a part of his publicity stunt? And fans from all over the world would camp out outside across the street from his house waiting for the King of Pop to come out. And he often did, and he surprised them with taking gifts, waving to them, and even having conversations and sometimes photo shoots with some of the fans. It is reasonable to believe that the death hoax kicked off on December 25th, 2008. Was that supposed to be some type of Christmas surprise?
Prank by a local disc jockey scares some Michael Jackson fans. The DJ reported that the King of Pop had died from a drug overdose.
Well, I think it's pretty cold if it's not true, if they're just spreading that as a rumor.
Then in January 2009, the National Enquirer predicts that Michael Jackson has 6 months to live. And Michael Jackson's friend Christian Audige of the whole Ed Hardy fame, he drops a bomb on February 27th that the King of Pop is going to be touring again. And listen closely, he says for 3 months or maybe more.
He's going on tour, you know, in July. Really? So he's going to be London for 3 months, maybe more. And it's going to be a big comeback.
And on March 2nd, just 3 days before his This Is It announcement, there's an article published that Michael wants all of his unreleased songs released after he dies. Did he know he was going to die? Why was that an article? Why was that in print? Even though Michael Jackson was scheduled to perform overseas in London from July 2009 all the way to March 2010, I often wondered why he was doing so many publicity runs here in Los Angeles, California. Michael was followed to Dr. Klein's office. He would often go shopping with his children, and wherever the King of Pop was, there would be fans just hoping to catch a glimpse of the most famous man in the world.
Hi, Michael. God bless you. One more time, Michael. Okay, one more time. One more time. Michael! Going down, baby! Come on, Mr.
Michael did most of his rehearsing right here in Los Angeles. He rehearsed at Center Staging, but there were rumors that Michael Jackson didn't show up to very many rehearsals. Michael also rehearsed at the Great Western Forum and the Staples Center, even up to the eve of his death. And coincidentally, on my birthday, May 6, 2009, Michael Jackson released this photo of him and Kenny Ortega looking through a camera. There was a similar picture used at the memorial. Now, I thought this was strange at the time, that Michael autographed that same picture with him and Kenny Ortega saying, "I love you, Michael Jackson, see you July 2011. And when I saw that, Michael was still alive. That was released before Michael Jackson, so-called, died. At the This Is It press conference, when Michael referenced that he would see us in July.
I'll see you in July.
Was he talking about July 2009 or July 2011? Just days after the media announced that Michael Jackson had passed, the 911 tape was released.
We have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing yet. He's not breathing, and we're trying to pump him, but he's not.
Okay. Okay, how old is he?
He's 50 years old, sir.
50, okay.
This tape told us that Dr. Murray was giving Michael Jackson CPR on a soft surface on the bed and not on the floor. Was that a clue that this was not a real cardiologist? Also, what I found very suspicious was how the ambulance backed out of Michael Jackson's yard with a dead man. Maybe he was dead, but he was definitely supposed to be dying. How slowly they pulled out of Michael Jackson's driveway. Or did the ambulance back out really, really slowly so that there could be a shot of the photographer getting the last shot? Well, I'm here to tell you that that last photograph of Michael in the ambulance is fake. Well, I'm here to tell you that Michael Jackson fans will research and get to the bottom of any Michael Jackson conspiracy. And look at this photo that the fans found. It is from an EMT official website. Well, there's a photo of Michael Jackson laying on